Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting, and I know it's July and I've got a Christmas card. I do know what time of the year it is, but we just have the new catalogue for autumn winter, or August to December, that launches on the 4th of August. And this is lovely, and I can't show you any of it, but I can show you some of the things that I bought. Being a Stampin' Up demonstrator means that we get the opportunity to pre-order. It's quite exciting, and I want to show you this. It is Snowflake Splendor DSP, along with this beautiful balmy blue glimmer paper, and the sentiment comes from gift wrapped. So this is a stamp set that comes with a coordinating bow punch, which I'll show you in a later tutorial. But here's this. I love this sentiment. This is really nice. But we've got some other ones here, things that aren't necessarily Christmas themed, so wrapped especially for you, tied with love and celebrate in style. We've got these lovely sparkles here, and we've got a punch that goes with these 3 bows, and then we've got some extra bows in there too, which is great for me because I can't tie a bow to save my life. So if this is the first time that you've come across my channel and you like good, nice, simple card making and box making tutorials, nothing too difficult on my channel. We get the odd thing that's a little bit more complicated, but generally things that a beginner crafter could do. So hopefully I'm going to inspire you today to think about Christmas, despite it being July. So there we go. Let me show you how we're going to make it. First though, let me show you this Snowflake Splendor DSP. It's very blue. So if you like blue, we've got a bit of purple in there. If you call that purple, I don't know. A bit of purple in there, some white. Love that blue. Love, love, love that blue. And on the back of that, we have something quite kind of abstract. Bit of green. And with some more kind of abstracty stuff. Abstract, is that the word I need to use? More snowflakes and some green. Absolutely perfect for your winter cards. I love this, and not too fussy. There's no foiling in this either, so you can combine it with other foil papers that you have. So the Feels Like Frost DSP would go really well with this. So if you had some of that last year when our winter catalogue launched, this will go with it. Isn't it lovely? Love that. That's what we're using today with, so the front, no, it's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. So we've got that on one side and that on the other. So let me show you how I put these together. So I started off with a card base. Trying not to get all my stuff mixed up. So here's my card base. It is 11 3/4 inches long by 4 1/8 wide. And I'm going to score this on the long side at 5 7/8. And there's my card base. There's a blog post that goes with this, so all of the details will be in that blog post, but I will give you all the measurements in here as well. I said on my last video, whenever I watch other crafters on their YouTube tutorials, I like to watch and write the measurements down. I've no idea why, so I'm just doing what I like to do as well. So now we have a card base 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. You'll then need a piece of, well, I'm using Night of Navy just because it gives a really good contrast to these, but you could use this colour. I need to check what that colour is. I've got a feeling it might be Blackberry Bliss, but I'm just going to check, because if you're looking to get some of this stuff before this catalogue goes live, I'm just going to tell you now. Oh, it's Highland Heather. That's Highland Heather in there. So we could have put that on the back of it as well. It doesn't matter. And this is another one of those production line cards where you could cut out all your card bases, then cut out all your layers, then deal with your DSP. So what I did for this is I got 2 pieces of this DSP. I didn't tell you the measurement of that. 4 inches by 5 3/4. And so I got two pieces of this DSP measuring 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. And I kind of put them back to each other so that they were not facing the same way, and I just sliced down there like that. So then I was able to mix them, and then you can have two. It doesn't have to be half. There was no measurements on this, just literally put it into the paper trimmer and sliced it. But I did have to make sure that that card was facing, that DSP was facing up that way, and that DSP was facing that way. Put them both together in the paper trimmer and just slice down them and then mix them. So start by putting this on here. So I'm going to put this on here to ensure that there is a border. So this is just simple layering on this project. You see a lot of crafters using matting and layering, and it's a great way if you're moving out of that beginner card maker phase. You know, if you've been doing lots of sticking DSP onto white cardstock or onto any cardstock. You know, the next phase on from that, your next level, is going to be matting and layering. It just gives an extra dimension to your cards. So the way in which I do this is, so if that is 4 1/8, I just take an eighth off that way and take an eighth off that way. Doesn't need to be complicated. So we've got that on there. So the next thing is I need to place these on here. Now the first thing I do is I just place them first and just make sure I know where they're going to be, to make sure that I've got that border all the way around. So place them first just so that you know where they're going to go. So keep one on there. So this has come from, this is not my own design, this has come from a sketch that I got from Pinterest. This is part of our 33 sketch challenge. So we found a blog post called, it's called Cards TV. That's the name of the blog. I don't know who runs it, but they have 33 sketches on there. And myself, Crafty Karen Designs and Vicky Lou Designs, we are all following these sketches. So at the moment I'm doing all the even numbers. Victoria, I think, is doing all of the, I'm doing all the even numbers. Victoria's starting from number 1 and Karen is starting from number 33. They're working backwards and forwards and I'm doing all the evens, then doing all the odds. And this will take us up to October. It's really great for planning and scheduling our posts to make sure that we've got plenty of content for you. So thank you very much to Cards TV for the inspiration you've given us. And wet glue is ideal for this because it means you can just slot it into place while the glue is wet. So there's the basis of our card. It also means that you're not going to get two cards the same. So I use the stitch shape dies. I used those in my last project. Let me just show you these. So there are 4 ovals, 4 squares and 4 circles, and I use the biggest oval to die cut that, and I've done this in the blue shimmer paper. It's beautiful. This is balmy blue and it's just stunning. You get 2 sheets of 12 by 12 in a pack. I probably should have bought 3 or 4 packs because I love it and I use blue quite a lot, but these stitch shaped dies are amazing, and when you actually die cut them, you could just get a stitched edge around it. You can't really see it on this, but they're really handy, really handy. I use those a lot. So what I'm going to do is stick this onto my card using mini dimensionals. And again, this gives you then another layer to your card, another dimension. Use my tweezers for this. My nails don't take these off particularly well. And then I'm just eyeballing this just because I'm lazy. I'll put that on there like that. Now, the next bit is these bits here. So on my blog post, there is a blog post that goes with this. On my blog post, not only are the dimensions of everything that I've given you here, but also there's also details of all the products that I've used and a copy of the sketch that I'm following. So on the sketch that I'm following, there were some little circles, but actually what I've not used this yet. This is the Confetti border punch. And what I'm going to do is, just with the scrap of the glimmer paper that I had, is just punch those out like that. I'll need some more in a second, but I'll come on to that in a minute. And then decide where you want to put them. So I'm going to put these, I know they're flowers. I could have perhaps punched them out in circles, but I don't care that they're flowers, doesn't matter. And then I'm going to put those two there as well. So this is the fiddliest thing ever to try and do. And I really, really struggle at the moment with fiddly stuff, but we'll give it a go. So a little bit of wet glue again on these. And this is where these tweezers really come in handy. I wish I knew where I got them from. I think they came free with something, as well as a paper crafter. I used to do a lot of sewing, and I think when I bought one of my sewing machines or some sort of quilting equipment or something, I think these came with it. But they're ideal for me when I struggle to pick things up or see things. So you don't necessarily have to arrange them like that. It's only because I am following the sketch that I'm doing these this way. Now this paper and glimmer paper isn't available. Is it glimmer or shimmer paper? I can't remember, but it's not available yet. So as soon as it is, I will leave a link to all of the products, so that if you want to buy them, you can just click a button and they'll go straight in your basket. And you can remove bits and pieces that you've already got. Right, very last one going on there, like, I think that's okay, like that. So now we need to get a sentiment on it. And I just used scraps of Night of Navy and Whisper White. So the Night of Navy, this measures 1 1/8 inches. I haven't already cut this out handy, so let's just quickly do that now. 1 1/8 inches by 3 1/8. Oops, that didn't cut very well. Something in the way. Let's try that again. That's better. I'm just going to trim that because I've mucked that up. There we are. And then with a scrap of Whisper White, you want a piece 1 inch, 3 inches by 1 inch. I'll do the 3 inches first, it's easier on a strip like this. So 3 inches by 1 inch. Now, because this card is pretty, the last thing I wanted to do when I put my sentiment on here was have these very sharp corners. I didn't like that. So just to pretty it up a little bit, but you don't have to do this. I've got the detailed trio punch and I've just rounded off the opposite corners like that. And it just pretties it up a little bit, if that's a word. But you could also use this as well to make it look pretty. You know, you could do that on the white, but you might need to make it a bit wider. You know, just experiment with it, play with it and decide how you want it to look. So there is my white piece, and where is my stamp? There it is. So I've got a very Merry Christmas, and I want my blue ink, which is here. So just lightly tap your stamp in your ink and get it in the middle. And then I'm going to mount this, mount the white onto the blue, again with mini dimensionals, lots of dimensionals going on here. It's a good job I've bought 3 new packs. And line that up so you've got it in the middle with your curve lines matching. And then we're going to mount that again on there, again with mini dimensionals, which we'll just have to put in the middle section. So I'll have some other Christmas paper to show you. Got lots and lots of time to show you all the Christmas paper. As soon as the catalogue goes live, I'll publish it onto my Facebook page. You can come and find me at facebook.com/taffycrafting. All the links are in the description bar. It will also be available on my blog, so you can come and find me there. Links down below, but it's taffycrafting.blogspot.co.uk, and I will leave a link to my website where you can shop with me, you can join my team. Lots of information on there. See some of the events that I've got coming up soon. I'm trying to build up this website at the moment, and it's really testing my technical abilities. So again, with this last little bit of glimmer paper, I'm going to punch out one of them. So I just want 2 of those, and I'm going to pop those in the opposite corners of my sentiment, just with a blob of glue. So I have one in that corner, and one in the opposite corner, and then we are done. And this is perfect for production line. Perfect. And I think Christmas cards, because we tend to send the same Christmas cards out to everybody, great thing to do on a, as we get into the autumn, kind of September, October time, and it's getting cold and wintry outside, we can perhaps spend the afternoon doing some Christmas cards. I think they're really pretty. I hadn't expected them to come out quite as nicely as that. So I really love that sketch challenge. It's just been able to produce a couple of really lovely Christmas cards. So I hope you like it. I hope it inspires you. You can use any type of DSP for this. You could use this for birthday cards, anything you like, something with a bit of bling anyway. Thank you again for joining me. Go and hit that subscribe button if you want to come and see what I'm doing next. I should be back in the next couple of days with a new project, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Thanks. Bye bye.